Hey there, guys, it's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today. I'm going to teach very simply 7 ways, 7 simple ways that you can show up for your dream. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I got started in my company over 20 years ago, and I simply made a decision to go to work as myself. I decided that I wanted to take my background as a corporate trainer and package it into a business of my own. And I had no proof that what I wanted to do would work, that I'd have clients, that I would be able to create a movement, but I launched anyway. Fast forward, I've had the opportunity to coach thousands of women literally all around the world, and I support them with understanding that you don't have to have all the questions answered for you to launch and for you to start for yourself. Now today you're in luck, because what I'm going to teach on today is going to be absolute fire. And I'm going to share very simply my perspective, my opinion on the 7 steps that you need to take to show up for your dream, to show up for your dream. And it's something that means so much to me, because when I got started in my company 20 some years ago, that's what I did. I had no proof that what I wanted to do was going to work. There were no guarantees. I had to bet on myself. I invested in myself at the highest level: time, money, and energy. And you know what? It worked. And I want to see you do exactly what you want to do. Show up for that dream, that tallest dream and vision that you have for your life. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. If you're just meeting me for the very first time, it's nice to virtually meet you. I'd love to know where you're from. Even if you're watching the replay, feel free to tell me your name and where you're from. And it gives me a chance just to get a sense of who's here and where you're coming from. And I'm excited that you're here tonight. I promise you, I will never waste your time. Never waste your time. When I got started in my business, hey there, darling. When I got started in my business, I was just hoping that the thoughts that I had, these ideas that I had, could work. And maybe that's you right now, and you're at work and every day, and you're thinking there has got to be more for me. Natalie, have you ever said that? Cleveland, Ohio is where you're from. Welcome. Hilda, welcome. And maybe you just said, like, I know that there's more for me, but you're not quite sure how to launch the more. And if that's you, I want you to write, that's absolutely me. I get it. That was what I was thinking. But I also knew that I couldn't stay where I was. And I knew that there were a couple of things that were, for me, not congruent. Number one, I recognized that I needed time freedom. I wanted to be able to work from the comfort of my home or work anywhere that I chose. And maybe that's where you're at. Like, you love what you're doing professionally, but you also want to figure out how in the world could you be able to run this business that you want to run from your home or anywhere that you choose. You want to have some degree of time freedom. Maybe if you're a mom, for the moms out there, you're that mom that you want to have the freedom to see your kids at school and go to their, whatever's going on, their practices. Or maybe it's the volunteering in school and you can never do it because you're always at work. You just want some flexibility. If that's you, this is a great reason to start a business. Or maybe you are that person and you're like, there is a cap on my income. Hey, Brenda, there's a cap on my income. Like, I'm high paid, but you know what? I can't make any more money without losing time. So I don't actually have the quality of life that I'd like to have. I can't make more money doing what I'm doing without compromising the little bit of time that I already have. I have a lot of clients who are professionals who want to renegotiate the way that they earn. And if that's you, Brenda, I love that you're here. Welcome. If that's you, I want you to write, yeah, I'm looking to renegotiate the way that I earn. See, that was me also. I did not want to just be trading time for dollars or working as a salary employee, in which case I wasn't trading time for dollars. It's just, I'm just working more, right, for the same set dollars. And I had tremendous professional satisfaction, but I didn't like the way that I had to work. I didn't like those rules, and I wanted to create some new ones for myself. Now, I had this one problem. I wasn't sure if I could take what I learned professionally and package it. And would anyone work with me? Would I be able to build a brand just saying because I wanted to launch. And maybe that's the question that you have. And also, a lot of times when we're professionals, we just don't want to launch something that doesn't work because we already have a reputation, right, for being successful. So sometimes it makes you a little bit risk adverse, right? I know if I'm talking to you, you could say, Mia, you're talking to me. I'm going to cover all of those things tonight and so much more. I'm covering 7 ways to show up for your dream. And I'd love for you to do me a favor. If at any point with what I'm sharing, if it resonates with you, share with a friend. Just simply post this link on your page and invite your friends to come and let them know that there is value. And I will tell you, I think when something does serve you, it's really great to share it with others, to let them know as well so that they join in. Now, I do have a disclaimer for this live. It's going to be a tough one, right? I want to make sure that when I share with you, what I'm going to share is based on my story, my opinion of what worked for me, and that also that I don't sugarcoat it, because maybe the people in your world, because you're already successful, tell you like things okay, you're okay. What are you complaining about, right? You're doing well, but you know that there is more for you. You know that there's more in terms of lifestyle. You know that there's more in terms of freedom. You know that there's more in terms of the creativity that you desire to use your gifts, how you want to use your gifts. You know there's more for you. And we're going to have that conversation tonight, and it's not going to be sugarcoated. My only goal is to support you with that nudge that you need to get you to take that next step to go for it. I'm so grateful that I made that decision 20 years ago. I decided to launch as a mom coach. Now, you guys got to think about this for a minute. 20 years ago, there were not mom coaches, okay? It wasn't a thing. And I decided to launch, and I'm going to be a mom coach, but no one knows what it is. No one knows what mom coaching is. I realized that I was meant to do it. I was meant to give some identity to being a mom coach. And I wrote my very first book, ended up doing several corporate partnerships with Fortune 100 and 500 brands. I ended up getting signed to several Emmy-nominated, nationally syndicated television shows as the mom strategist. Ended up coaching thousands of women literally around the world. Millions of moms have benefited from my advice on nationally syndicated television shows and Emmy-nominated television shows. And I tell you this not for any boastful, ego boost, because I don't need that, because it's truth. It's because it all started with me doing what I'm going to tell you today. So I want you to know that this messenger, me, okay, everything that I'm sharing with you are the thoughts that I had, or the feelings I had, the doubts and the insecurities. But what I did about them is what made all the difference. And I can tell you 20 years later, my life is unrecognizable. I do work that I absolutely love, and I'm properly compensated doing work that I love. So are you ready? So if you're ready, I need you to write, I'm ready. Okay. As always, if you're ready for a powerful message, I want you to write ready, because you have to be ready. Now, I know that if you're on YouTube or LinkedIn or some parts of Facebook, I might not be able to see your comments, but no, I'll see them later and I'll comment directly to you, right? Because my only goal is to support you directly. All right. So today what I'm teaching on very simply, and I've got 3 simple note cards here, is 7 ways to show up for your dream. Okay. 7 ways. Hilda is ready. Awesome. Anybody else ready? 7 ways to show up for your dream. Number 1, the first one is you have to, number 1, write this down, acknowledge the gift. Okay. Acknowledge the gift. Now, this sounds really basic, but the truth of the matter is, I find that and I work with clients, they call themselves giants, really gifted, smart, sharp, amazing women who create tremendous impact already in their professional lives, or, just doing what they know how to do, right? They're the change makers, right? They're the women that lead from the front. But a lot of times the challenge is when you are really great at what you do and you are leading from the front with your giftedness, you don't acknowledge the gift, because it's like breathing to you. All right. I know. Okay. I know. Okay. I hear you. I know this is how you operate. The fact of the matter is, it's like you're breathing. So you don't necessarily realize that when you are showing up in those meetings and leading those meetings, when people are calling you often for your advice, your step-by-step processes, When people are asking you to do it for them, to volunteer first, we absolutely need you on this board or whatever it is. The fact of the matter is that's your giftedness. And a lot of us never acknowledge the gift. Although you know that life has clues, right? You know that the reason these folks want you to help them again or to volunteer or to lead the committee or the board or whatever it is because of the kind of results that your knowledge creates in the workplace, in life. It could just be the committees that you're on, and over again, you realize that you make a difference. See, for me, that's exactly what happened. I was in a mom's group, and I was part of a mom's group. It was a small mom's group, and there were about 30 members. And when I became the president, it grew to 140 members and split off for the very first time, 2 or 3 chapters. And I was like, wow. So there must be something that I'm doing that resonates with moms. And I had to do the first step, which was acknowledge the gift and realize it wasn't just because I was nice. It wasn't just because I had a certain smile. I had to acknowledge and really look at my giftedness and say, what is it that you're doing? And I realized I had these really specialized systems for myself around always making time to find time for that me and mommy. And I knew other women were getting lost in motherhood. And so I decided to lead with my own process to help other women have identity in motherhood. Okay. And that's what my business became. And that's how I launched my business. But it would have never happened if I just thought, man, that's nothing. And if I didn't look at what the numbers were, if I didn't hear what people were saying to me, which is the evidence. And I want you to think about you as I share the examples from my own life. I hope that this supports someone out there. And you're like, I know that there's something here. Why is my phone always ringing from my coworkers asking me whatever they're asking you over and over again? Because there's something that you do. It's the way that you do it. It's your process, your method that you have not yet acknowledged that is special, that is different, that it creates results, that it creates impact. It's the thing that makes you a leader. And it's the thing that makes you very, very valuable in your workplace and in your life. It's the reason that you're magnetic. It's the reason that when you do things, it just seems like it's just easy for you. But the truth of the matter is all of your years of expertise, it's your failures, the things you've overcome and learned from, packaged together that allows other people to learn and benefit by standing on your shoulders. Are we clear? So the first step you need to do if you are looking to step inside of the gift this year is, number one, you've got to acknowledge the gift. So this idea of having the gift and not acknowledging it, because sometimes people will even compliment you and you might be that person that says, okay, thanks. And you don't really breathe it in. And that's because so many of us who are giants over the years, we've been told, like, let other people take their turn. But I'm just talking to those of you who create tremendous value for others and you have over and over again, but you haven't acknowledged it. All right. Number 2. Okay. The second thing that I want you to do, if you want to show up for your dream this year, the second thing, once you acknowledge the gift, is I want you to align the gift with the right package. Okay. So write this down. Align the gift that you have with the right package. Mia, what do you mean? So I see this all the time. I work with lots of professionals and they have a gift. And a lot of times, many of them, before they come to work with me as their coach, have already worked with lots of other coaches and consultants and trainers and been in all kinds of courses. And yet they haven't really created any major yield. They haven't sold anything for high ticket. They haven't had made or hit 6 figures or more. And the question is always like, why is that? You're so brilliant and amazing. And it's most often because they don't know how to align their gift with the right package. All right. Very, very, very important. You got to understand that if you are magnificent, and you are, by the way, okay, if you are magnificent at what you do, the truth of the matter is you cannot sell magnificence for $97. Okay. Magnificent at $97 is, it devalues the gift. I'll get into it a little bit later. And I see this all the time. So much bad advice for highly skilled, sharp, smart, brilliant thinkers, and they don't know how to value their gifts. So they're disaligned. you can't attract the right audience. And maybe that's you. You're like, I started this business, Mia, but no one, the cash register wasn't ringing. No one was coming through the doors. Why is that? Because you were talking to the wrong people. It was that you were not aligned, or it was that you didn't really understand the gift. And so you thought that when you got started selling or operating this business, that you had to start from the beginning. When the reality is you have a high level skill and you don't have to start from the beginning when you are a highly skilled individual. And knowing how to market what you do at the highest and tallest level to the right client is the thing that allows you to be aligned. I want to pause for a second because this is a lot to chew on. If this is making sense, I want you to write this is making sense. And if this is supporting you in some way, and share it with others, right? Just share on Facebook. If you're watching the replay, definitely share it on YouTube. Share the link with other friends and let other people know that this is really supporting you. I'm talking today about 7 ways to show up for your dream. And we're in the last quarter. There's plenty of time, right? Almost 2 months left in the last quarter, almost 2 months for you to show up for your dream. And your new year could be completely unrecognizable. I see it all the time with my clients. They make a decision, they apply what I'm sharing with you today, and they literally change their lives by doing the work and taking the steps that I teach. So the first thing that I want you to remember is you have to acknowledge the gift. So this idea of being gifted and talented and not owning your bigness, the results, the impact that you can create is the first thing that we must undo, right? You have to acknowledge what you do 100%. And then the second piece is aligning the gift with the right package. We're not going to put a big gift in a small package. Are we clear? We're not putting gigantic gifts in a small package. And this is what I see so many people do. And they take a magnificent gift, they package it so small, or they're trying to be like every other person, not recognizing that, what you know how to do has value because of all that you bring to the table. What someone else is charging has nothing to do with you. The way someone else does something, their steps, their methods, it's their steps and their methods, okay? And you need to own the things that will work tremendously well for you. And you'll find that there'll be a degree of ease and grace when you operate that way in launching this business. So this is for those of you who've gotten started before and you couldn't figure out why the right clients didn't come through the door. You couldn't figure out, when you were selling it and you thought it was such a great price and nobody was buying it. You're like, what is going on? It is because you didn't align the gift with the right package. And that's really important. And it is something that I teach my clients how to do, how to package their knowledge for high ticket. All of my clients sell what they have for $2,500 or more. And I can tell you the vast majority sell what they have for the or more. Number 3, got you curious, right? Number 3, the third thing that you need to do if you want to show up for your dream this year is you need to fully value the gift. And so let me talk about this for a minute. And this is probably the biggest mistake that most professionals make that launch and start their own businesses. Not understanding how to fully value their gift. They don't understand why their prices need to be the prices that they are. All right. So meaning they don't know what to charge. So let's say you have a model, use a therapist, for example, and you're charging $200 an hour. And so that's what you're used to charging, right? And likely you didn't even set the prices. The insurance companies told you, what they would pay, right? You for your clients. And so, that's it. And so when you're thinking about launching a business as a coach or as a consultant, you're not exactly sure how to charge based on the kind of results that you can create for your coaching clients, because it's different than therapy, right? You're not quite doing therapy at all, right? So this is the thing that I see all the time. So I see so many individuals who are trying to make that shift from what they were doing professionally, some hourly rate, and they apply that exact same model by selling time in their coaching consulting business, and they lose big time. And they don't understand how to value their transformation. They don't understand that what people are actually paying you for are the results that you're able to deliver to them. It's something that I'm very unapologetic about, because The truth of the matter is, my clients don't pay me. Actually, my clients can't pay me for what I do for them. And it's fact, it's just true. The reality is that if a client paid me, I'll just use a hypothetical example. If a client paid me, let's say 5 grand, and I helped the client create a $20,000 result, the client's not going to sell whatever it is one time, right? They paid me once 5,000. Are they going to, and they made 20,000, right? So the truth of the matter is that client over and over again is going to do the exact same thing I taught them for a lifetime. So my clients actually cannot properly compensate me for the kind of results that I create for them. It's true. And the same is true for you. And one of the things that's really important to understand is how to fully value your giftedness, the impact that you create for your clients. And while your clients may never be able to pay you the millions of dollars worth of value that you create for them, you can have a package that values the transformation for your clients to get started. And most have no idea, not a clue on how to do this. And they've been mistaught by the people they've trusted the most, a lot of coaches and consultants who have just told you to look what somebody else is doing and choose their price. But I want you to understand this. If you copy what other people do, and if they don't know their value, you get their value. I mean, people pay you based on your expertise, your background, your gifts, your talent, your experience, your years of experience. That's why someone's compensating you. And that has nothing to do with someone else's journey. Really important. And it's something that I take a stand on in my community when I'm helping my clients individually figure out what they should be charging for what it is that they do. Understanding how to fully value the gift also is about understanding you're not selling time. And this is for those of you who that's the only way you've ever earned is selling and trading time for dollars. It's understanding how to build a business based on leverage. And if you don't know anything about this, this is what you need to know about. You know, I show my clients how to build a business without trading time for dollars, but instead how to work less and earn more. And it's not like a pie in the sky thing. It's the models. The money is in the models. And if you don't know the most attractive models for what you want to do, then most often you end up, again, building a grind, a hustle. And I show my clients how to build instead a business with ease and grace. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Now, remember, today I'm teaching on 7 ways to show up for your dream, okay? And I've got just 3 simple note cards. Here they are, okay? Simple note cards, okay? With each of the topics that really were on my heart today that I know are really important is what I did to be able to launch my dream, and I've never looked back. The first is you got to acknowledge the gift and not take your giftedness for granted. Number 2, you need to align your gift with the right packages. And so many people don't know how to do this. They've been mistaught how to do this. And it's the reason why the ideal clients are not coming to you. Number 3, fully value the gift, right? Know what to charge, how to put together the value for what it is that you're really doing for the clients. And that has nothing to do with Google searching your purpose, okay? Number 4. Oh, this is so good. Okay. Number 4 is you got to play high with a vision, right? And so you can't be afraid to fail. So when you've got a big vision and gift on your life, calling on your life, sometimes when it's really big and it's so out of the box and you don't have friends in your world who have done this, and you talk to them and they start punching holes in your dream. I know anybody ever have friends punch holes in their dreams around what they want to do, okay? Because those individuals don't have dreams, meaning dreams where they're playing outside of the lines, right, for themselves. You got to play high with that vision. And I found for myself, playing high has always looked like, one, really understanding that I am meant to broker that dream. I am meant to be the person to create that impact. I am on a calling using my gifts, right, that God has given me to serve that demographic. So I'm not looking necessarily for someone else to have done it, because I believe that I'm meant to broker that. And that's what I see in all of my clients, that their calling based on their giftedness, their knowledge, their background, their gifts, their talent is based on what they know how to do. And so we need you to lead from the front. Sure, it's going to be scary because you aren't going to have that example of someone else having done it first, which a lot of times is the thing that we think we need, right? We need to look to our right or look to our left for validation to decide, like, is now the time? Can I do it? Will this work? But you got to understand, just like all those people coming to you in your office asking you for advice, or people calling you on the phone asking you for your participation because of how amazing you are, the exact same thing will happen with this if you play tall. And when I mean playing tall means don't take a big dream and make it a small. Don't put it in a small box. Don't take a big dream and put it in a $300 package. Don't take a big dream, right, and water it so down because you're afraid of the tallness of the dream. I think it's really important when you're playing high also to make sure you're in community with people your own ambition level and above. And it's something I stand for, because the only people that can tolerate or handle a big dream is another big dreamer. Okay. Other than that, you're going to deal with people who are going to ask you questions like, how are you going to do that? Or why do you need to do that? You already are successful over here. Why do you need to do that? Well, and they'll start talking to you about how things won't work. I love being in community with people who I call giants, my clients. They call themselves giants. I have an appetite for giants. And they're people who are smart and they're sharp, but they hold a place for other people's bigness. And they recognize that they are better off because of an elevated conversation, being in community with people who are talking about their next level as well. It grows every single person. If you don't have a community like that, you need a community like that. We're talking about 7 ways to make your dream happen. And I know for me, when I first got started, I was part of an accountability group. There were 7 women, and we held a space for the faith dream, because at the time, everything that we wanted to do, none of it had appeared yet, but we did it anyway. And you can do it. You can do it. Even if you don't know how, you can do it. Is this resonating? Okay. Are you getting value? All right. I told you this was going to be a tough live, but I wanted to hit you right in the pit of your stomach so that you're like, I need to move. You need to move. You've got too much. You can change your whole life, but not by making excuses and holding on to what isn't enough. And I want to have that conversation with you right now, okay? Because probably no one else in your world will, because you're amazing. And a lot of times when we are amazing, people don't talk to us truthfully, right? They patronize us, right? Because we've already done great things. Number 5, okay? You need to entrust the gift with someone who has already done what you want to do. Okay, so I want to talk about that for a second. The truth of the matter is, for me to manifest the dreams that I've had over the years, many dreams I've had, many, many, many dreams, I never did it alone. I've had tons of mentors, coaches, teachers, trainers, and every single time I've always and only worked with people who were free, meaning I had a desire, strong desire, to work from the comfort of my home or anywhere that I would choose. And the fact of the matter is, I began seeking mentors all around the world who were free and who could show me how to do exactly the same thing in many different ways. And if you are looking for your next level to affect your dream, you need to have a mentor or coach who can demonstrate to you that the life you want is the life they have. It doesn't mean that you want all of what they had, but it means if someone tells me that they're free, they should be home, right? Like if you're free, I should see you at home at some point. Don't you agree? Okay. I think so many people, they believe the hype. So many people invest just because there's a sale. So many people buy hype. But the truth of the matter is, I was always I was just a person that I really thought about what I wanted. And I wanted to be free. I wanted to build a business based on leverage. And that was my only focus, was to learn how to do that. And that's been my whole focus. When I got started, my very first business, actually, my husband and I, all right, that must have been 26 years ago. Our very first business was real estate. And we signed up for a real estate course. It was like $25,000 back then. And we learned how to do real estate, creative real estate, many different ways, whether it was wholesaling or foreclosures, you name it. We did all of those kinds of things and learned all of those kind of methods. And all of my mentors in that training were all free. And they showed us how they got themselves free, leveraging real estate as a tool. So hear what I'm saying to you. I'm talking about real estate. I'm sharing my journey. But the truth of the matter is, whatever you want to do, you need to make sure that if you say you want to write a book, is the person mentoring you? Have they written a book? Let's say you say, I want to write a book and I want that book to get a corporate deal. Is the person mentoring you? Did they have a corporate deal? Can they demonstrate that to you? If the person, let's say you want to get yourself, you want to become a brand, you want to get signed to television shows, you want to know how to pitch to do that. Is the person mentoring you? Can they show you segments, not words? Because I can tell you I do anything, right? Right. But I need to show you, be able to show you that I've done these things. If you don't see segments, it doesn't matter because television comes on television. Okay. And we can all just take pictures of ourselves on television, right? Like who doesn't do that, right? So the truth of the matter is you need to make sure that your mentors have proof. The people that you're going to entrust to teach you, they need to be able to show you that they've created those results. And you deserve that. And your dream deserves that. And it'll work quicker, faster, and sooner for you if you insist on that for yourself. And a lot of people don't insist on that for themselves. They get caught up in the hype of, entrepreneurship. All right. Number 6. Okay. You also need to learn how to offer the gift. Okay. So today we're talking about the 7 steps in order for you to show up for your dream this year. And what I've covered already is number 1, you need to acknowledge the gift. Number 2, you need to align the gift with the right product or package. Number 3, you need to fully value the gift and stop underselling, underestimating, doubting, what you're doing, right? In terms of the value. 4, you need to play high with the vision, right? And you can't be afraid to fail because when you've achieved a lot of success already, sometimes it scares you a little bit doing this new thing, right? All right. And number 5, you got to entrust a mentor, a coach, someone that can prove to you that they've already done what you want to do. I think you should only work with people who can demonstrate the success that you desire. And I think that's really important. Okay. Number 6, and now you need to learn how to offer the gift. And this is probably one of the biggest mistakes that people make. Like, imagine having an amazing product, or we think it's amazing, and then we go to sell it and we don't know how to sell it. We don't know how to offer it. We don't know how to share it with someone, so that we don't know how to have a sales conversation that's not salesy. We're uncomfortable with being able to communicate the offer so someone can say yes, right? And if that's the case and you're in business, you got to learn how to do that. And the only methods that I know, and I've taught, I don't know, thousands for sure of women how to sell without being salesy. And the truth of the matter is you've got to have mentorship around that and someone that can show you many different methods based on your background and your comfort level on how you can sell in a way with ease and grace without being salesy. Yes, it is possible for people to ask you for the sale. Yes, it is possible for you to offer a product or service and not be a cheesy salesperson. Yes, it is possible to sell without you being on the phone. Yes, it is possible to sell passively via webinars or landing pages or without complicated sales funnels. And if you don't know how to do any of that, the only thing that I can tell you is that that's the kind of investment to make, because if you don't sell what you have, you'll be out of business. You can't support the gift. And it's what I see so many entrepreneurs do over and over again. I've had several clients over the years who were amazing at selling, and they maybe were amazing at selling things that were really low ticket before they met me. So even though they were great at selling, they were selling things for $100. And so they never quite could have the monetary success that they desired before I helped them change their packages. But then I have people who have amazing packages. They just don't know how to sell them. And they're very uncomfortable in the sales process, likely because professionally they never had to sell anything before. And they would benefit from a process, a proven process that's distinct for their business on how to offer their services, right? Without being salesy, without a complicated funnel. And if you don't know how to do that, I absolutely know how to do it. I'm a master at it. I have clients all the time that sell, that have never sold anything before, and they sell high ticket things. And if You don't have to believe me. All you have to do is look up and down this page, and you can look at any of my results incubators and listen to what my clients share about their sales transactions as a result of working with me, the before and the after. Many of them have hit six figures within 1 year of working with me, and they had no idea, like when we got started, how to sell the way that I teach. And it's definitely masterful, if I say so myself, and I'm saying so. Number 7, and I think the most important thing, number 7, I saved this for last. If you want to show up for the dream, and I found for myself, this has been my greatest motivation. You got to build the gift around the life you desire. So you got to build this business around the life you desire. And a lot of people get this all wrong because we are so used to work culture and that work drives everything in our lives. And what I found is that if I think about how I want to live and what my highest priorities are, right? And I built my work around it, then I'm going to fight that much more to maintain that because of the quality of life that I'm able to have. I'm going to be more present. I'm going to be more creative. I'm going to be more fulfilled because of me building my work around my life. And a lot of us never really believed that that was possible. I have a lot of clients that I show them how to renegotiate the way that they work. And it's interesting. I had one of my success stories this year. I had one of my clients, therapists, who was seeing 60 clients a week. And as a result of us working together, went to 10 to 12 clients a week, and transitioned to clients how she needed to, and then built high ticket packages as a consultant for the majority of income, completely replaced it. Now it's time rich, a lot more freedom in the business. It is possible. And if you don't have a method to allow you to breathe so you can enjoy your life, eventually you don't like the work that you're doing because of the model. Building the business right around the life you want is a novel concept, but it's so important. It's super rewarding, and it is the premise that I start with when I'm helping each and every one of my clients. I am all about supporting high achieving women who say yes, take responsibility for the heavy lift, who want to change their life. They want to package their knowledge into a high ticket product on or offline, and they just want a systematic process that's proven, that they can see has supported hundreds of others, with being able to change the way they work and the way they earn. So that's what I have for you today. Did you get value? Now, if you have an aha or a takeaway, I'd love to hear it. And even if you're watching the replay, I would love to hear it. Now, if you're just joining me, I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. And today I was sharing specifically the 7 ways to show up for your dream. And this is just something that for myself, this time of the year, this is the perfect time to think about showing up for your dream, because you can change your entire life, like by showing up for the dream. You can build your business around the life you want. You can create the transition plan that you want for retirement, or maybe for that extra income that you want, or maybe to get out of debt. Whatever it is that you desire, right? Like you can literally build a business that will allow you to live the life that you want. Maybe it's that you want to be able to take your knowledge and not just trade time for dollars. You can build a business around that. Thank you, Hilda. Any other questions or comments for those of you who are here? Or any ahas or takeaways? I love doing these lives because what I know is that you're hearing me, right? And that this is the best way that I'm able to reach you honestly, in the comfort of your home, and shake your shoulders. I want you to know that your gifts are bigger than this, right? You there's so much more for you. And I want you to have what I have and so much more. And I can tell you that for me, what I have for sure is I have a business where I'm time rich. I have a business where I can be present for my kids in ways that that was my goal. Like that was all I wanted to do. And I look at my life today as unrecognizable. I love the fact that I get to do work that I absolutely love. I love the fact that the model of the business I have, there's no cap on my income. There are no required hours per se for me to work that puts me in conflict with the things that matter the most to me. And maybe there's something that I've shared from my heart to you that's really supported you with understanding like this is possible. And if so, and you've been wondering like, Mia, how can you support me? I absolutely can support you. I know that if you're watching my lives over and over again, many of you are already familiar with like the best next step, and I'll just post it here. Um, this is the Giant Experience Master Training application. If you are interested in applying for our masterclass, the application is here. It's a very simple application. You would just fill it out if you're looking to take your knowledge and package it into a high ticket product on or offline. And we'll read through your application, see how we can support you, set up a short conversation with you, and make a recommendation about the next best step into our masterclass, but only if you are a fit. I'm very committed to that. Because if you are that person, you're ready and you're green on goal and you are an investor in yourself, if you're that person that you are ready to do the heavy lift and you're ready to win and you want a step-by-step process, the master training is for you. So you'll just fill out the application. The questions are, pretty straightforward, but it's only for you if you're serious about really taking your knowledge, packaging it as a coach, consultant, doing licensing deals, becoming a trainer, or high level your courses. If you want to sell what you do for $2,500 or more, most of my clients sell things for 10 grand, 15, 20, $30,000, $100,000 per client. So if that is of interest to you, then I encourage you to apply. It's been my honor to be here today. I want to say last call, questions, comments, any questions, any comments before I sign off. You guys got a couple of minutes before I sign off. It's been an honor to be here. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here right now. And I don't take that lightly at all. And again, if this live has supported you in some way, and you're like, this is really good, right? Then what I want you to do, thank you, darling. Then what I want you to do is share it with a friend, right? Like tell somebody about it, because I always say like, great friends share. And those are the kind of people that I like to have in my world. All right. It's been absolutely amazing to be here as always. And I look forward to seeing you definitely next Monday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live every Monday for the most part, Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. I'll see you then. Have a great and amazing day. Make sure if you're not subscribed to the channel that you subscribe right now. Talk to you soon.